my fellow HHN obsessees, and welcome to the HHN Obsession Podcast, where we talk about all things HHN and obsess together over this amazing event. I am your host, JJ. With me, as always, the co-ghost, James.
Boo! Was that loud?
Got him.
Boo!
No,
Because
we
I'm
didn't.
a ghost.
Yeah.
Hey, ghost of the day. Anthony Mackie, happy birthday. Bruce Springsteen. Ray Charles, rest in peace, Ray Charles. Jason Alexander. Skylar Aston, Mickey Rooney, and Hassan Minaj. Is it Mickey Rooney? I forgot.
You need to get a little closer to your mic.
Oh, do?
Maybe.
Okay. How was that? Or you do it again?
It was better. No, it'll
Mickey
be fine.
Rooney, also rest in peace. Ghost of the day.
Ghost of the day. Welcome to the podcast, everybody. Welcome to the first impressions episode for HHN34. We are freshly back from our first trip to Halloween Horror Nights 34. And what a trip, James. What a trip. And,
Oh, yeah,
and not
freshly
the,
back. But
not the psychedelic kind either.
Oh, right. No. Yeah, we're
God.
back. It was a blast. Hey, if I can share of any of the most, I don't know, the movie was very appropriate. That we saw a movie and it was The Long Walk, and we walked so much, and it was just appropriate. I don't know how to put that together, but
I had never read the book. Apparently, it's like Stephen King's first book, unless maybe somebody can fact check me on that. But it wasn't even under Stephen King's name. It was his pseudonym. It was like what is it called? Like a ghost.
I don't know, alias. Oh,
yeah,
ghost.
Yeah, like an alias that he used to use. But the movie itself, I was engaged the entire time, and also just full on anxiety the entire movie. I highly recommend it. It was a pretty good watch, but if you're not into like real anxious anxiety films and also gruesome, gory films, I would definitely not recommend that movie. But if you're opposite, it's really good, but not for everybody though.
It was a 4D experience for me, having trekked to the entire park over and over.
You're being dramatic.
Well, I'm just saying it was cool because there they are walking forever, and it's like, hey, me too. It was a good time.
So anyway, let's get to talking about our experience with Halloween Horror Nights 34. Right off the bat, I'm going to just go ahead and say it. Last year's First Impressions episode was the brutally honest First Impressions episode. And that's because there was a lot of brutally honest topics and opinions that we wanted to share. This year, we're not calling this brutally honest. It's just going to be First Impressions because I have a lot of good, positive first impressions for this year. It is night and day difference, in my opinion. I don't know how you feel. Pretty sure you feel the same way, but I don't know. What do you think?
No, I'm hearing what you're saying. Like with the brutally honest undertone, it's implying that like negativity. Yeah, not so this year. Warm welcomes all around. Yeah,
like walking into the event and just seeing everything for the first time, it already felt different. And that's because, by now I think everybody should have listened to the live episode, but on the live episode that we were recording when we first walked into the park, there was a big storm, and it affected us seeing how the scare zones were performing. And it even affected, maybe it might have affected our first two house runs, especially the second one, because there was this mop incident with a worker that kind of affected our run. But kind of after that house, it started to get way better. And even with those kind of lower house runs, it was definitely noticeable that the budget was up, even with those houses and not getting too many scares at first. It was night and day difference, in my opinion. You could tell that things were way up and way better than 33. And 33, the opinions that we have with 33 are they're still all over the place. From the most part, I've seen mostly agreement with us for that year. But there is still some people that back that year. That is one of their favorite years. I don't get it, but everyone has their own opinions. And if you enjoy that year, we will definitely not take it away from you. But it's definitely the bottom of the list of years for me. Versus this year, definitely toward the top. I don't know if it is the top yet, but it's pretty close, I would say. So as the night progressed, everything got better. The scare actors came out, and we got to experience the houses, sorry, the scare zones. With that said, the second night was beyond better than the first night, and we talk about it on the live, but I'm pretty sure it was because it was that random Tuesday, probably not fully staffed, and then the weather. But overall, I got so many freaking scares out of all the houses on Wednesday. Like, they were on fire, and this is early in the season. Imagine what it's going to be like when they've been in those houses for the entire run, and that we go that last week, and it's going to be chaos.
Yeah, I
I
was
think they're going to go
wondering.
hard.
I was curious if the Tuesday. I was going to ask you about the Tuesday again, if that had a lot to do with it. Like, you think we had like the B team or the C team or something?
Yeah, it's possible. A lot of times when they have a day like that, or if there's a hurricane makeup day that they'll put on a Monday or Tuesday, it's way less staffed because everyone is usually scheduled the Wednesday through the Sunday. So if they were to add a Monday or Tuesday, it's not going to be as staffed.
We had
So yes,
substitute scare actors.
that has happened in the past,
Cool.
but it's not necessarily just substitutes. It could be like they asked everybody, "Hey, would you be up to work on this day?" And I'm sure a lot of them said yes, but not everybody's going to say yes. So,
Yeah, not to knock. I wasn't specifically talking about substitutes, but I was quoting also Bleach. He's a substitute Soul Reaper, and I know anime is a growing thing out here. I don't know. You see the merch out there
mhm.
all the time with anime. Yeah. So substitutes
Apparently, we
are
just missed the
yeah.
Hamikuma merch. It showed
Wait,
up.
no, I saw some of it in the.
Oh,
Is
that's
it
right.
the
Well,
Five and Dime?
the shirt just showed up like right after we
Okay.
left.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't get to see any of the merch. I know it was in the Five and Dime, but I totally forgot about it when we were
I
there.
caught a glimpse of it. It was over by the what is it, Battlestar Galactica stuff. So no one can blame
It was
you.
just in a random corner, right?
Yeah,
Like along the wall.
yeah. There's nothing else around it.
But yeah, man, that second night it went so hard. All the scare actors went hard on in every single house. We'll talk about individually all the houses, but I fully agree with the majority in saying that there isn't a bad house. And even the one that is dead last for me currently is still a good house. It's I would say it's middle of the pack from last year. Like, if that house was in last year's lineup, it would be like 5, you know?
Did
That's how
did
I
you
feel.
did you pick up on more patterns? Right, like a cold house or a pretty house, or every year there's like not a theme, but it's like it fits into a category.
Dude, to be honest with you, there's so many pretty houses this year.
Yeah,
And a lot of them are doing that thing that Blood Moon did, where you could see like the whole house as you're walking through it. Like, there's certain sections where you could see through. There's like
yeah.
4 or 5 houses that did that this year. By the way, spoiler alert if you haven't been. We should have said that earlier.
We didn't name a specific house. I mean, come on. But yeah,
Yeah,
it's
okay, but
implied
well, from
spoilers.
now on, if you haven't been to the event, you probably shouldn't listen yet. Um,
Yeah, and that house effect where you could see the layers. I want to call that like it feels like the panorama effect that Disney invented a long time ago, but big, right? It's like big depth, or I forget the word. It's not panorama,
yeah,
but
there's definitely depth in a lot of these houses. Even some of the so there's even 10 houses that do it, which blew my mind.
yeah.
That they're doing that effect in the tents. And it's not just that. Like, I feel like all the houses this year have some kind of crazy effect in them, or multiple effects.
Oh yeah.
It's I cannot say it enough. It is beyond the level of 33. Like, it is way higher and way upgraded. And even the scare zones, I truly believe that opening scare zone, it could be the best I've seen in that location. Just because it's an overall connecting, it's a connecting location to the whole event. And I'm not
With the
sure if
statues.
they've ever done that completely. So the first 2 years we went, that it was literally just a zone that had the house names and it had random characters in there, which is fine. That's kind of what they're doing here. They have the statues this time, but I love the statue characters that they have in there with the rebar coming out of them. They have some chainsaws in there. They have a crow stilt walker. They have gargoyles, a gargoyle stilt walker. It's just so much going on, and it is almost like there's two different sections of the scare zone, but it still fills that entire street. So it is bigger than it's ever been before, and it's just it's got great characters, it's got great sets, and it's an overall connecting theme.
Yeah, tell me if you or anyone else gets this vibe from it. It feels like post-apocalyptic, right? Like we're thrown into the future, and this is like, you know, this is after the fact of whatever we're about to experience. Like it all ended. You know, everyone died. All that's left is like their graves and the
So you're saying from the
stones.
manor, this is uh
This is like the future, and it
like all the bad stuff has happened and the manor is destroyed.
yeah, and we're all dead, and the
I mean,
houses are dead.
that's kind of a good idea, a good point there, because there's like this crazy weird set piece in the middle of the street which they never done before. It almost blocks the whole street. You have to kind of walk around it. And it looks like, yeah,
Yeah,
it looks like the manor is kind of demolished. Like there's pillars that are broken and there is more rebar coming out of it. Like
it didn't
so
make
yeah.
it, dude. We didn't make it.
Yeah. So it is
And
almost like yes, the manor has been destroyed. I mean that's a great observation. I would have never have thought of that. But I'm not saying that is what it is, but
it's
it's a
just the
really cool
vibes, kind
thought.
of what I got it.
Yeah. I'll have to pay
It kind of
attention
puts
more to
you in
that.
it makes you like ready for what's gonna come. It's like, dude, this is like a dead end.
Yeah. Oh no, I'll
Pretty
definitely have to
fun.
pay more attention to that. I think we only walked through there fully like twice, so I definitely want to spend more time in there.
Yeah,
But again, best. I truly think it's the best scare zone in that location since we've been going since 27. There was obviously 29. Everybody knows that listens that we didn't go to that one. That one was like real lasery and arcade themed and 80s themed. And I'm sure people will argue that might be the best one in that zone, but we didn't see it. So for now, I'm saying this is probably the best one that's been there.
yeah. In our books,
Yeah, in
yeah.
our books for
So
sure. But yeah, the zones are on fire. Every single one is good. I don't know what's my favorite so far, and obviously that'll be in rankings. Like this year for sure, we're gonna do some scare zone rankings because I think they're too good to not talk about. Last year they were just yeah. I don't. We didn't really need to make rankings for scare zones. This year, yeah, it's definitely worth talking about everyone and and they're all so different. The Toxic 20s, the Masquerade Vampire Zone, the Cat Lady of Crooked Lane, even the Mel's Dying Zombies. Like it's not a lot, but it's still fun. Like it's good. Like it's so basic. Like even the makeup for the zombies is basic because they're trying to do like the 50s style makeup zombies, and I love it.
I just want to say like something very underrated, especially coming from me. Like when I'm there, you don't. I mean, at least for me, I don't notice the sound design too much. But I was going over the footage, and it's like, dude, don't. Not only are they so good, the sound that bathes the areas, but the
Hmm.
way they blend from the area, it's like, oh, it dies out, and this picks up.
Yep.
That's like, how do they do that? That's crazy.
Yeah, a lot of people have been commenting on the soundtrack of the event this year because a lot of times, past couple of years has been real quiet, and other years it's been like rock music and metal, and even at 31 that you didn't see, 31 had like actual lyrics to every song that they were playing
Oh wow.
in the park. But this year, people are commenting and saying positive things about it because it's more atmospheric this year, and it fits the overall vibe. So yes, even the score of the event this year is top notch. And I heard that it's original. I don't know if that's true. Usually they'll take music from other stuff and put it into the event, but I believe that it might be original this year. I'm not sure.
Yeah, and I wanted to specifically say about the sound because the light speaks for itself. You know, it's beautiful. I mean, that's a given. But I just, not to gloss over that too, but just because of how good that looks, I would have just ignored the sound. but I
Mhm.
was rewatching stuff, and it's insane
Mhm.
the how they played together, the light and the sound.
They're really good at that, and you will if you ever go and watch the parade during the day, it's very noticeable with that because they have speakers throughout the park and especially down the parade route, right? And every time a float passes by, it has its own sound. So as it's passing, you're hearing the audio from that parade through the park speakers, not the parade float speakers. So think about that. As it's passing by, the audio is changing, but just 50 feet away from you, the audio for them, for that crowd is playing over there because that's where the float is now. So it's
Yeah.
constantly flowing and changing as it goes through the park. So they're
Oh,
doing the
weird.
same thing. Doing the same thing with the HHN stuff where when you walk just a few feet away, you could hear the transition of the music.
Yeah, but they're not playing the transition. It's they,
Well,
they have
that's what I'm
found
saying. As the parade's moving, it's moving through the
yeah,
PA system.
the moving parade is one thing. That's insane to me. That's
Y-
crazy.
Yeah.
And then, but check it out. HHN is not moving. Those zones are put in place. So you know what that means? They're finding a way for the fall off of each to like overlap in
Yeah.
sync or something.
Hmm.
That's crazy. That's technical.
Yeah, they're really good at stuff like that, and
Yeah.
definitely props.
The fuzzy, quiet edges match. That's cool.
But getting back on track
Right.
with the scare zones, yeah, even the street experiences, what they're calling the street experiences, are fantastic. So there's the Mel's Dying Zombies Club Horror. A lot of people are like crapping on that. It's fun. Like I would rather that be there than nothing, or this plain zone with just photo op experiences. It's an actual like cool chill spot with party music happening. Um,
Yeah, man. And
it-
people are taking breaks boogieing. They're not taking a
yeah,
break to stop and rest.
and it's a real DJ. You know,
They're taking their moment.
we thought it would be just tracks and the same songs over and over again,
Oh
which
yeah.
they might play a lot of the same songs, but
No, but they stepped it up. It was yeah. The assumption was it was going to be tracks. So yeah, no, they're doing it real. It's a good vibe.
and then Clown Chainsaws back in Springfield. It's beautiful, man. It's the event is so much more alive this year. There's so much kinetic energy going on in the streets, even with the lagoon show, that water towering in the air with the lights and just there's so much more going on than last year. Like think about this year in the streets and think about last year's streets.
I
Last year
know.
felt dead and just it didn't it I don't know. The quality was way down, way less in the streets. It's just night and day difference. There's like literally everywhere in the park there is something. Like
Oh yeah.
I think the only quiet area is back near Fear Factor and then over there at DreamWorks, the ET bathrooms. That's the most quiet area if you really
You know
want
what happened?
quiet.
They were like, okay, this year we're gonna be two roller coasters in the sky down. That's X% less screams. We gotta make up for it, and they counterbalanced appropriately. We got
Two?
like
Two roller coasters?
yeah, don't they like run two at a time? It's like one's going and the other one's coming in. I don't
Oh.
know.
Well, same ride. Yeah. One ride down. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
well, two caterpillars, two people loads, or whatever. But yeah, no, they prepared for the quiet that was gonna be, the absence of the roller coaster. I think like it was not noticed, is what I'm saying. Because I was thinking it was gonna be like, oh, it's gonna be dead air. They covered they made noise.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so we talked a little bit about the intro zone. So let's kind of go in order of how we experienced the event. So we took that right and we went into Masquerade and Masquerade I definitely want to spend more time in there, but the little time that we did spend in there with scare actors, I thought it was fun. I think it was loaded with actors. Like they were everywhere. And it's no longer the cheesy like comedic vampires anymore from the vamp zones. I think it's a little more serious this time.
Yeah, I see
And I
that.
love that. I think it's way more gory, especially with the stage shows going on. There was one that straight up got you wet.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds wrong, but you know what I mean. Uh,
No, yeah. And they do it on purpose. They look right at you, and then they like almost like a snake. They aim. Anyway.
yeah,
Hey, I do want to say though, even the vampires aside, like, and they did look regal, and they're being for real. But for the little time that they weren't there, when it was a little misty, the sets were pretty ridiculous. Like, I noticed something I didn't mention prior. Those like lights that they have usually just on the ground, they like incorporated it into the float, you know? And with the stained glass effect, there's like, dude, they're not pulling any punches. They're using everything that they got.
absolutely. And yes, you are correct. Like even when we walked through there with no actors, just seeing those sets for the first time was just phenomenal. Just that giant set piece of I guess it's a chandelier from a ballroom, just in
Yeah,
the middle of the street. I mean, gorgeous. And then all the little stages all have the stained glass kind of windows and they're backlit.
yeah,
And it just looks so beautiful. And my thought is because of the stained glass stuff, they are trying to connect the scare zone to the event. So is this taking place in the actual manor, in like the ballroom of the manor? And maybe it's not present times, maybe it's like years and years and years ago. Um,
yeah.
what is it like the 20s? Just like the toxic 20s? When were masquerade balls a thing?
1800s, I guess.
Oh, really?
Right?
Okay, well, so
I'm
yeah,
not sure.
maybe it's in the past at this manor, but it looks to me like it takes place in the manor. So if anybody can confirm that. So I love
That's
that
so cool.
connection. I love that they're tying it to the manor.
Yeah,
It just it just fits so well.
yeah. I just can't get over that broken down projection light that's usually just wasted on the street. They like used it on the float. I love it.
I'm not sure if I noticed it. What exactly was going on? So that there's always spotlights up high shining on the zone, but what
Yeah,
exactly
usually
are you referring to?
usually those spotlights on the floor that it looks like it has some kind of design or shape, like it's
Right,
scattered light.
right.
That was just aimed, and it looked like a gradient color through it, just over the set designs. So like just to give it more texture or something. Or it kind of looked like light was coming in through the windows that weren't
Oh,
there.
yes, I've seen video of that. I didn't see it in person. I don't think I've noticed the lights on the floor, but yes,
Yeah, it gave the
I've seen.
impression that we were in a big room and light was coming through like a tall window.
That's insane. I can't believe I didn't notice that. That's so cool. So yeah, it was almost like light was coming through a window. That's crazy. And then I know that happens in the opening zone where it looks like light is shining through a window and there's like vines too. Like it's like almost like a shadow of vines
Yeah,
is on the floor.
dude. I didn't know what to expect going into this, but it was not like, insane force perspective everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And like, just, yeah, it's weird. The set design was like more vibes
Yeah.
than, I don't know. It's like they tricked it's how they present it, I guess. Yeah. They're pros. Where'd they get these guys?
Yeah. All right, Masquerade, lots of fun. Can't wait to check it out more and give a final review later on in the season, or sorry, after the season. So we already kind of talked about Mel's dying zombies. Really fun. Unless you wanted any other comment about that, I love them. I think it's a great little addition. That's something that can return every year if they wanted to. So
Yeah, dude, it's skate or die. These guys said both. They said, why
yeah.
not both? And one of them showed me a platter, and I was like, ooh, and I gave it a little tap, and he was like, "Arr." But
Oh, oh.
they're being playful. They're allowing you to like interact a little. But I
This
love
is
the
something I
wheels.
remember, and I don't want anybody to get in trouble. I don't. This is not me trying to get somebody in trouble. I really, I really laughed and enjoyed this interaction. I think one of them slipped a little bit
Oh,
because they came to me and they showed me their platter, and I asked, "Oh, what are we having?" And then she was like, "Brains." I was like, "That's pretty. That's not a zombie." Because I heard other ones going, but she spoke clearly.
To be fair, that is what zombies say. You know, sometimes. Hey, and I thought you said slipping. I thought, oh no, they slipped on the skate, but you were talking about like
No,
just
I meant
character,
like slipped out of character a little bit,
right?
but yeah, they were like brains. So I don't know. Maybe that specific character talks more fluently than the other ones.
Yeah, she's not as zombified yet. She's on her way. Give her
Yeah,
20 minutes.
I
She'll be like,
laughed at it.
"Bleh."
I thought it was great. So it's not a complaint at all. Not a complaint at all.
Yeah. Hey, I just want to celebrate wheels on the park grounds. I'm so happy. It's so cool. They're
I
rolling
know
around.
it is pretty cool.
Mm. Used to be you could sneak a skateboard in from the Billabong. Not no more.
So we did check out the Lagoon show on the second night. Phenomenal. I'm so glad that it's back. We both never got to see the original Ghoulish, so although it is basically the same show, we never saw it, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was just pure classic Halloween vibes. It just reminded me of old school, like an old school Halloween, like vintage Halloween stuff going on. Pure Halloween music. The fountains are just towering up in the sky, and the light effects on the buildings. It just the vibe of it, man. Just chilling and watching that show, and even just walking by it, it just adds so much. So
Yeah.
it was a good time. So
Yeah, the strategic lighting of a tower of water.
yeah,
It has different effects. Who knew?
like yeah, I don't know how somebody programs all that stuff, but I mean it's genius. So next up, we walked through the Cat Lady of Crooked Lane. I want to hear your thoughts first. Like, what are your thoughts on this scare zone so far?
Spacious going in. Usually, I don't know if it's just me. It's usually a cluster in there. But dude, yeah, they're still getting you, even though they're not full cats yet. And as we're gonna get to, like, they're slowly transforming. But
Mm-hmm.
dude, I got scared by just a kid in a cat mask, just like just a high pitched normal meow. Nothing too crazy, just normal.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's funny. That's funny.
Then we started going in, and it was like, yeah, okay, the place is transforming, and so are the cats, or the kid cats, cat kids, Kit Kat. Yeah,
This zone is so incredible, and I love how they designed it where it's meant to be entered through that way.
yeah, you're in
Uh,
a little alley
like
in there,
you start like you walk through the gates. It says Crooked Lane. You walk through this pathway with the trees are lit up with pumpkins. There's old vintage Halloween decorations and costumes placed everywhere.
dude.
Um,
Abandoned bikes out the
Abandoned
wazoo.
bikes. And you start walking down this path, and it's normal kids in vintage Halloween costumes. And they're kind of warning you about the cat lady. Even one of them has a book of the cat lady of Crooked Lane. But as you make your way down this lane, down this pathway, they are slowly transforming into the cat. So in the middle, they're like halfway
Oh, dude,
changed. And then at the end of the lane, they are full on cats.
I got a theory.
Yes.
Check it out. I want to just share the vibes. This is based on nothing, but what if we're walking into the storybook, right? Because there's the big pages halfway through.
Yeah.
What if we're going in and those kids are like tormenting us with like the story, and it's like, oh, now we're living the thing they're picking on us with,
I
right?
mean, that's very possible. Very possible. Yeah.
They're like, watch out for the lady, and it's like, I ain't scared of no lady, and they start telling the story, and oh no, here it is, all in our imagination, and it's scary.
As you
We
walk
see it
down the lane,
firsthand.
there's also the pages of the book that are telling you about the old lady or Crooked Lane. So it
Yeah.
is kind of like walking through a storybook. So, but yeah, the main part of Central Park that is normally used is used so well in that sense. And then after you get through the main Central Park, you get through the lane, you end up in the courtyard with her house, and that house is a huge set, huge detail, and there's always a little mini show that goes on there with the cat lady, where you actually get to see one of the kids being transformed into one of the cats. And it's a great little show. It gets a little crowded there, but it's such a great addition to like have more people hang out and see this little mini show. And then they have the little mini walkthrough house that has a couple of scare actors in there. Like, what the heck? It's It's so good. So good.
Yeah. Would you
I
say
don't
that's kind of a bold move, right? To I mean, with the traffic averted from the roller coaster, and now like you can't really spare a bunch of your paths, but now we got a big set piece
mhm.
and the scare zone. Like, I'm wondering if that's was that risky or what, or maybe it's a no brainer because you take it out of the path and clear that up, and now it's over here.
Yeah.
I'm not
I
sure.
mean they used to use that space many, many years ago and then stopped. I think it's worth using just because it's way more open.
Oh yeah, lots of
Um,
engagement.
yeah. And I don't quite understand how it's connected to the event, but at least it is because there is stained glass on that little mini walkthrough and there's a stained glass window on her house. So it is connected to the manor somehow.
I think
And I
she's
would
the
really like
neighbor.
to know what the connection is, but um,
She's the
what'd you say?
artista's neighbor.
That would be funny if it was just a neighbor. But lots of fun, lots of just vintage Halloween vibes, and it just takes me back to 27 and even 28 with the pumpkins in the trees. When I walk through there, it straight up gave me chills. Like it's such a great zone. On
Hey, and
on the
everyone
next trip, I
behaved.
definitely want to spend way more time in there and
Oh,
just
for sure.
try to get the feel of it more.
Yeah, I was just saying everyone kind of stood back appropriately, like somehow, like they just all stayed out in the circle. You know, they kept a good range, and I
I
don't know if
think there
that's
is a worker telling him to scoot back a little bit so the show can go on. But yeah, everybody was cooperating. Definitely.
I don't know if it was a cat worker, like real subtle. I don't know. It seemed seamless, whatever it
Seamless.
was.
All right. And then going through Simpsons, clown chainsaws, you cannot go wrong with them. They are fun. They're entertaining to sit and people watch and have just watch people just run for their lives and scream for their lives. It's the
Yeah,
best to see
as
them
long as you're
back in
playing
that.
fair.
Yeah. It's just the best to see them back in that environment where they belong. And I really hope they keep returning and bring them back because there's no reason they shouldn't. It's such a great surprise. Like people that never been to the event before, haven't been in the past couple years. It's a surprise because it's not advertised. It's not on a map. It's not on the website. They just walk through there and get surprised by some chainsaws, and that's when the best reactions happen.
Oh
So,
yes, the most authentic, beautiful scares. Like just uninitiated. They're not. It's almost not fair. I love it.
all right. So in the Simpsons land, there is the first house entrance that we came to or that we walked by. Do you want to go in order of houses around the event, or you want to go by the order that we did everything?
Do you have a? Are you swaying one way or the other?
Not really.
I'd say our order, the way we experienced.
Okay. So we did the two new tents first. So we did Fallout first, and there was a reason I wanted to do it because I've heard that it was kind of the bottom of a lot of people's lists. So I kind of just wanted to get it done first because I knew there was a huge difference between that and all the other houses. So, but I will say, going through this house was still a big surprise. Like you listen back to our live episode, we got some great reaction from it. We got a couple of good scares in there, even when it was not as staffed. The second night got way more scares. Even if we got scares, it's not a scary house at all. Nowhere near horror at all, just like I thought. The sets, however, I thought the sets were super detailed. There is a couple of rooms where like, well, I wish that was done better. But overall, it's very detailed, especially the kind of the scrapyard, junkyard scenes. I thought it was done phenomenal.
Yeah, the scene with the big projector could have been incorporated a little better.
That
It,
that's that's one of the ones. Yeah, I was getting at.
okay.
Yeah, definitely. That's one of them that wasn't as good. So with this year using screens and then like them actually like promoting and pushing the screen thing to the houses, you would think that they would have used the LED screen for that. Or just like you said, in the movie, they use a projection. This was just kind of a huge wall with what do you even call that? Like it's
Yeah,
just
not that
a
I.
still image of stick
Yeah,
on
not that
photo
I'm in love with
basically.
that scene. I mean, it is an iconic scene. It's like one of the first bits of chaos of the show.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not even that in love with it. It's just that of all the things that they could like kill, right? If they could bring to life, they got the projections and the screens. So screen and projection scene, you would think, but you know,
I think the start of the house in the vaults was a little slow, but after you got out of the vaults, this house definitely picks up, and that's when it gets real good. So if you are a fan of the show, I truly think that you are going to like this. Even if you're a fan of the game, this is going to be a good house. It's just, to me, it doesn't fit very well. It's a weird IP to host at Horror Nights, but they did what they could with it, and they executed it the best they could, and it is a good house. It is. It's just, out of the rest of them, I think this is toward the bottom for sure.
out of the rest of them, this one was just okie dokie.
Yeah, yeah. That's my opinion. I don't know how you feel, and you don't have to say your opinion yet if you want to wait for it, but that's kind of where I'm feeling with it.
Okie dokie.
Oh, okay. That's telling a little bit, but I look forward to your thoughts on that later, I guess. All right. I'm scared a little bit. I feel like there's going to be
Okay.
an argument with that. Not an argument, but a
No,
disagreement. But
no. What?
oh
Talk about
no. Here we
what?
go. Okay.
Nothing's happening. You're crazy.
I guess I am. Okay. Next house we went into, obviously, we went into Galkin, Monsters of the North. This house, definitely my favorite new tent house so far. It definitely has some Blood Moon vibes to it, with the culty aspects and even the see-through of all the sets. Like, there's points where you could see the sets of the whole house, and I love that part of it. As far as like story, I couldn't quite follow the story yet. I don't know if it's all one story or if it's like Monstros, where you follow the three different monsters and then it ends
Did,
up at the one big monster. From how I picked up on it, I think it's one specific story. So yeah, I definitely need more runs to pick up on that. But as far as sets go, beautifully done. When you first walk in there, that giant set piece that moves was insane. Like you said, there's that whole effigy fire set piece, which might be a reused set piece from Blood Moon. It might be, I'm not sure. Either way, it's
mm,
similar, and they also added the fire effect, which we commented on in the live episode. I guess we don't really have to talk about that, but
you
um,
might be right with the blood moon, right? There was a giant thing, but that one was made of flesh. But they could have just dressed it different.
yeah, maybe. They added the whole crackling effect and the smoke and the smoke scent in there. It just always adds to it. And I I kind of love the monster designs in here.
It
The
was like
character
antlers, right?
designs. What's that?
Was it was it like deer kind of antler face things? Is this the one at the end? There
That
was a
that's
giant one.
that's you always say it's the Galkin, but Galkin means monster. It's the
Oh,
shaman,
the lady,
the shaman
the
lady.
lady, right?
Yeah, she's the one with the antlers.
And we
Uh,
got ate by it, right? We got eaten.
we got eaten by the big giant
Yes.
shaman creature where she just absorbs all the monsters that we've seen in the house, and we go through her and into the belly of the beast like they promoted, and then we just kind of
Woo-hoo.
exit out of her. So is that implying that, you know, we got taken out of
Yeah.
the exit?
They were having fun with the puppets. They look good. Those skull monsters.
There was skull monster puppets, or were they?
I think right. It was like
I mean, there was the giant puppet before you enter the monster. Is that what you're talking about?
yeah, that mainly. And I feel like I thought I remembered,
I mean,
but
maybe we only did the house. We did most of the houses. No, this is the one we did the most. We did this house 3 times. All the other houses we did twice, and I still can't quite remember
I don't
if
know.
there
I
was
have a
other
vague
puppets.
memory of turning left, and in front of that was another little puppet.
Okay.
Like I might be wrong.
Either way, the set design in here and the scares were top notch, way better than Universal Monsters last year. My only gripe with it is it's not cold enough. You know, they don't have the AC blasting like they should. It's weird that they don't really do that anymore. But I guess the electricity bill was too high, maybe. I don't know. That they don't really do cold houses anymore.
Yeah, last year was all budget cuts, and this year they were like, no, but they forgot the AC bill. They're like, oh, oop,
Yeah.
the last step. It's a worth it. It's a worthy sacrifice.
Very much thoroughly enjoyed this house. Yeah, well, I keep saying this. I can't wait to get back and do everything, really. But we're gonna get to do a lot more house runs and get to see them a lot more, and we'll have a much better final review for everybody at the end of the season. So
Oh yeah, I got my little to do list. You know, We're going back with a game plan. Everything that we missed last, because it was real brief. We're just getting our bearings. So we're looking around. We're making a plan for the real thing.
hmm
I'm ready.
so after Galkin, we went and did Men in Black. We did the ride because it was raining, and then after the ride, we went into the gift shop and I bought the umbrella, and you bought your $70 jacket.
Be quiet. No. Yeah, that happened.
And of course, as soon as we exit that gift shop, the rain stops.
Yeah, and it was hot too. It was like raining in my jacket now. What the heck?
Yeah.
I was going for less moisture.
And I'm sorry,
Oh,
I'm gonna call you out on the podcast.
oh,
So James, and don't worry, he didn't. I saw him buy it. He put this jacket on to see if it fit, and he just leaves it on and
oh, right.
lets the cashier scan it from the tag,
Yeah,
and
I was wearing it.
he was wearing it, and he just lets the worker scan it. Finds out way later that they didn't take the magnet piece off,
Yeah.
the alarm thing.
Mm.
So he has that stuck to his $70 jacket.
Well, it's just an ink pack. I don't think it's an alarm thing, but yeah, I got screwed 3 times, pretty much.
But
Yeah,
I promise everybody he did pay for it. He just was not thinking and put it on himself and just let the guy scan it while he was wearing it.
that's on him, huh? He should have been like,
Well, no, it's on you. It's on you.
It was. I was literally on me. I was wearing it. Yeah. Okay.
But you have the
Well, what
receipt
do
to
I do?
prove that you bought it. So just on our next trip, like say, hey, this happened, right?
All right. Yeah.
As long as you
I'm
have
gonna
that
be on
proof.
the
I mean,
compilations of the Universal arrests and be like, "Hey, people keep saying Universal needs their own cops show." I agree.
just look up YouTube. Basically, is that
Yeah.
okay? So next up, and you're definitely gonna take this one first. The
Okay.
third house we did
Oh.
was Doll's Let's Play Dead. James is number one on his hype list. And when you listen to the audio, because
Oh no.
we leave our mics rolling on our bodies as we go through the house to get our reactions, and it's just a microphone, no video or anything. And you can definitely hear James's reaction as he's walking through the house. He loved it so much, and I just want to hear your first impression thoughts for this house.
All right, just for scale for the people listening, if you can picture, there was an outlet kind of at the start. So we're about maybe hand size. We're a bit smaller than a palm or something like that. We're about in that range. We're like size of an outlet. Anyway, yeah, it's what I wanted is the forced perspective were little. Oh, dude, the dolls were more insane than I could have pictured. I hated the ugly lopsided toddler looking weird
hmm
dolls. Those are ooh, and they're like it's not their fault too. So like you hate them, but it's not their fault. So and apparently there's triggers in there. I don't know if we found any
Oh,
or I don't know.
the
Definitely
guest
not all.
activated triggers. Yeah. So I remembered that they were in there after our first run, and then we did our second run, and I forgot again to look for them. So
I was kind of looking, but I didn't want to take risks. Like light switches, I think are just light switches. So
right, right, yeah.
I'm not gonna mess with. I don't want to get in trouble. So,
It
but
should be the obvious red button, except for one of them I heard was like a doorbell. So the other
I
one
think
should
there's
be
one
the
in the
obvious
oven
big
too,
red
but I didn't
buttons.
know. I think there's one also in the oven somewhere, but I didn't. I'm not sure where.
Probably that would make some sense. Yeah.
Spoiler: there's an oven. Anyway, yeah, dude, it's a whole blast that thing. And shout out Lila once again. The creepy thing. I don't know. Hey, here's the thing. She's wearing a mask made of toys.
Hmm.
Toys are immortal, so her mask is like just on her suffering. It's like screaming in pain. Like that's alive. She's wearing them alive. It's like imagine like they're in pieces just on her face. It's crazy.
One thing about
Um.
Lila though is there's no actual scare actor of Lila in the
Oh.
house. It's just the screens
Oh
of
yeah.
her, which makes sense. I mean, she would be giant compared to us, so she wouldn't
Yeah.
be a scare actor. I guess okay,
Yeah. So
that makes
she's
sense
she's
now that I
busy
think
posing over there on the pedestal.
that makes sense now that I'm thinking about it. It makes sense to not have a scare actor of her. So it is literally just her looking through the windows because we are shrunken down, and it's a live action video of her playing on the screen. So
Yeah.
that's cool.
Good use of screens. By the way,
Yeah,
I was judging the uses of screens here and there, but this one, good one.
but I totally agree with you, James. This house is so much fun. I have no idea where this is going to fall though, because there's so many amazing houses, but it was a very, very fun house. And I had the best first run of this house. The set design, the scare actor design, like just these mangled, messed up toys just begging for help. There's one toward the end that is like all messed up, and it made me laugh. He goes to hug you basically, and says, "Love me." I had so much fun and so many scares too. Great scares in that house. But like the easy bake oven is brilliant. I would have never thought to have walked through there. Walking under the bed and being able to see set pieces above the bed, really above the
Yeah,
bed frame,
dude,
is
that's the most creative part is going under the bed. You can see the top, but it wouldn't be obvious. You wouldn't normally look over there. So the
yeah.
thing you're going through forces your eye kind of towards that. So it's great. And then you're under it. Then you're under the bed.
And the first night,
So
not as
cool.
many scare actors. The second night we went through this, there was a whole scare actor under the bed that we didn't see before, and it
Uh,
and it made so much more sense
yeah.
going through there. I just loved that. And all of that stuff is in one of those small original tents. And I do not know how they pulled it off. That house not only has the big sets, it feels long. Like I think in the audio of the live, you could literally hear me say, "Oh my god, it's still going."
Yeah.
Like it feels like it's a long house for that little space. And they used it so well. It's a blast. It really is. Way better than I expected. I'll say that. Way better than I was picturing. I don't know if it's exactly what you were picturing, but I had way more of a blast than I thought I would.
Do this if you've seen Small Soldiers or any kind of freaky toy thing, Toy Story, all that, it's perfect. It's all the smells too. I mean, not to go unnoticed. Yeah,
Hmm.
definitely way more noticed the second time. I think it's just because it was damp the first day. But yeah, everything was better the second time around, and it's still early in the season, and they're already getting their groove.
That's what I'm saying. To me, for me, that's what all the houses were. I think every house, their cast was on their game. Like they were going hard. So I can't imagine what it's going to be like later in the season.
I know.
But let's go ahead and move on from Dolls. Phenomenal house. The next house would be the entrance that's in Simpsons, and that is Hatchet and Chains Demon Bounty Hunters, a sequel to Slaughter Cinema 2, one of the movies from that house.
Oh yeah.
Currently, I definitely need more runs for this house, but I loved the sets of the house. Just the western old west vibe. And there is a couple of points in the house where you get to see the sets as you're walking through. Like you're walking, I think one of the first things you walk through is like the jail. And you could see through the window of the jail and you see the other buildings of this little old west town that you're eventually going to walk through. So again, they use that so much this year. And I love it, especially in these little tents. It's such a great use of the locations. As far as the monster design, I wish it was a little better. Besides the one scare actor that I saw personally, where the demon is starting to pop out of them, that was kind of a cool little effect that they used for that scare actor. But I just wish the design on the monsters was a little bit different, a little bit better. But it didn't take
You
away
think
from the house for me. I still got many, many scares. I loved a lot of the effects that were in there. The screen effect they use with the train, perfect.
Yeah. What's your qualm with the demon design? Is it too cartoony, or is it like it doesn't read it enough as like they're
A
crawling
little
out of
too
humans?
plain, maybe.
Okay.
It's just kind of glowing paint, like
Yeah, if
glowing
they were
veins.
more obviously like crawling out of the husks of humans, I would be more on board.
Mm,
My thing was like, there's a lot going on. If you've ever seen that, there's a TikTok where it's like there's three brothers, and they swap bodies and they're time travelers,
mm,
and it's like a million things. This is kind of like that. It's like, okay, one's a human with chain powers, I guess. One's a demon,
right.
and they're cowboys also, and they're fighting. They got to hunt down the demons. The demons are doing this other thing, and I think there's some kind of gold rush in the background. Like I don't know what the train is going. Like there's a time limit. There's like a lot of chaos, which it takes away also from like the real thing is like all these horses are dying. Like this is a graveyard of horses out here.
Yeah.
What's up with that? There's like, okay, there's one dead one inside. There's a list of, I thought like a schoolhouse. No, it's a stable of horses, and they're all dead. There's like a million dead horses in this thing.
I missed that detail. I'll have to look for that next time.
But anyway, that's my take. Is like there's a lot going on here.
Mm-hmm.
Which, oh, also one of the little props in the fireplace I think was a little bit twisted. I think it was like a
Oh,
little tangled.
oh, well, on the second run we did is what you're saying. The second night, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
There's this little prop dummy, I guess, that gets pulled, and yeah, it looked a little off the second night. The first night looked all right, but it looked like it
I was
was
trying to
twisted.
understand what it was at first, and then I realized, oh, that's the head twisted onto its own shoulder. And then I understood why it was confusing is like, oh, it's being pulled by a scare actor. Oh, and by the way, that scare actor is getting scared by another scare actor behind him. That's his own personal scare actor. That's not a scare actor for us. That's a meta scare actor for the actor. Do you hear what I'm saying? Like that actor pulling the prop behind him was a fake
Wait a minute,
thing
I didn't
scaring
even
him.
put two and two together with that. So when we walk in and see the dummy being pulled, we
Yeah.
eventually make our way around, and it's the demon bounty hunter with the chain.
Yeah, he's pulling that
Oh
dead prop.
snap! I didn't even notice that. I didn't even realize that. That's kind of awesome. And then
Kind
yeah,
of.
you're right. So the demon bounty hunter is pulling the chain with the
Yeah.
demon through, like pulling
And
it
there's
from
no
the
way for him
fireplace,
to
and then
move.
another demon comes from behind him and like grabs
It's
him.
scaring him. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but it's meant
look,
to be a show scene for us.
is very
Um,
involved, and I am not judging him for not leaving his post to untangle the prop. But check it out. All that going on, it kind of takes up a lot of space, don't you think? I don't know. I
I
want
mean,
to
it
judge
did,
it
but isn't
just a
that
little.
such a cool effect though? I mean, I didn't
It's
even think.
it's ambitious.
Yeah, and still that house feels like a decent size.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I remember thinking that one was still long. I don't know if it felt as long as Dolls, but it still felt pretty long and a good good length. So
Hmm.
if you
Yeah.
can still have big set pieces and big rooms like that, like I'm for it. Like I said, I didn't even notice or realize that it was the same character pulling it.
Yeah, I was just the only reason I noticed is like this connects to that bone and this bone's connected to that bone. I'm watching there's the fireplace thing. Oh, it's getting yanked by this guy. Oh, and he's
Hmm.
scared by that. I don't know. Maybe if yeah, some more runs, maybe I'll appreciate it more. It just seemed overly ambitious, but we'll see how I feel.
Oh, so
I don't know.
you kind of didn't
Yeah,
feel this one then.
I don't want to be mean, but yeah, it was like when you improv the plot of an action movie and it's over the top and there's too much happening. Like, oh, it's two brothers and
But it's a
they got to
spaghetti
save the
western
president.
though, James.
On
It's
top of
supposed to
that,
be
also it's
cheesy.
a genre.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I
I
wonder what kind of.
I thoroughly enjoyed this house. I thought, it may not be like the top tier this year, but it was still a phenomenally fun house to experience. And I
Yeah,
think it's only going to improve.
I'll chew on it some more for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, horse meat is chewy. So I hear.
Do you think that this year is going to be insane to final rank,
Yeah,
or do
yeah.
you think it's kind of easy where there's like groups?
No, they're all kind of floaters this year. They're all sticking to the top. They're doing good.
I haven't really heard your opinion on what I've said about
What overall?
all the houses being like, there's not a bad house. Like all of them are really good. Like,
I
what are your
agree.
thoughts on that?
Yeah, they are all vibrant. It's like they to the max. They dialed the thing like all across the board.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they were starving the dogs and they let them loose. You know, and the dogs are the artists. They've been hungry, and this is they're like they're delivering. Is what I'm saying. Yeah.
Well, all right. That is Hatchet and Chains, Demon Bounty Hunters. I
Oh
think
yeah.
it's a good house. It's a good house. But we'll see what
Yeah.
James thinks about it
Not to
at,
beat a dead horse. Haha.
and we're moving on. Okay. Next up, our fifth house was Jason Universe over at Fast and Furious. Let me just tell you, James, that
Oh yeah.
this was probably the biggest surprise for me this year. Like the biggest over the top surprise. This house goes so hard. In my opinion, I mean, you could speak on it at once I've said everything, but dude, I loved it so much. Like I was a big fan of 31's Halloween and 30's Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like the classic slasher ones. A lot of people had those toward the bottom, mainly because they had been there before and they were just like repetitive. But even then, I was a big fan of those. For this house, for Jason being at the event, this is different than those other ones. And it's basically just Jason after Jason after Jason after Jason, which normally is, people would complain that's repetitive, but it's done in such a good way where they are just hardcore after you. It's also the best use of this location, and it's the best house that's ever gone in this location by far. Like that's my honest opinion is this is by far the best house that they've done in this location. Definitely beat Major Suites for me. But they brought back that first indoor half of the house. They used that space very very well. They used the old like Jason shack and the cabins. It's done so well, and then the transition between that and the tent outside, you hardly notice that you go outside. Like they built a whole set
Oh yeah.
outside to connect the two things, and it's such beautifully done. And then you get to that second half of the tent, and it's just one long hallway of Jason's going ape shit at you.
Yeah. Sometimes two at once, which I think breaks the rules. How are there two from different times at the same time? What?
You know what, dude? I don't even care. It's so good. You're basically seeing every Jason in that hallway from 2 to 8, part 2 to part 8. You're seeing every single one just jump out at you.
Are you satisfied with 8 being the cap?
I wish Jason X was in there. Jason Goes to Hell, the ninth one, is a horrible movie, and I think it's my least favorite Friday the 13th, so I don't care about that. Jason was
Dang it.
hardly in it.
Number 9 ruined it for spacing.
But Jason X, I kind of wish they would have thrown that in there still to make it a little fun. But it's
Yeah.
okay. I think I can with
He's not
how
like an Easter egg. He's not in the crack in the sky
not
between
that
the
I've
houses.
seen. Maybe they threw him somewhere in there. Who knows? But um,
Or
I
obviously he is there. He's just in space, like far away. You can point where he is. Look at the sky.
yeah.
Hi, Jason.
But I think I can settle with 1 through 8 because of how good this house is.
Yeah, I wanted to ask because we hadn't talked about Jason X, the Space Jason. But yeah, just wanted to double check on that.
This house just goes so hard. Those Jason actors are huge.
Oh
They
yeah.
tower over you. I'm a short guy. I'm 5'6". Those guys tower over me and they get in your face. And again, this is early in the season. I don't know what they're going to be doing by the end, but man, I love this house so much, and I do not understand the people that have this house so low because there is some that do. And I maybe it's just because this year is just so good. It's hard to put the houses where they go, but man,
Oh,
it's
you're being
such
nice.
it's such a good house.
you're giving people the benefit of the doubt that it's like a hard decision and not that they're
I
bullies.
am. Yeah. What are your thoughts, James? I
Gotcha.
haven't heard anything yet. So what did you think of Jason Universe?
Well, I hadn't thought this initially, but later I was like, oh, wait, I've done this before. It's just, was it Texas Chainsaw before? It was like the one after the other after the other. So,
Nothing to this level though. But you are right. At the end of Chainsaw Massacre, they had a bunch of leather faces just go after you in the last room.
yeah. So that's been a while. I'm dumb. I don't know if that was like 2 or 3 years ago, but
It was at 30.
okay,
So we're at 34 now.
4 years ago.
Yeah.
Wow. But yeah, okay, so similar vibes to it's one of those types of houses. I was realizing after, like, there's category houses that certain things are this,
That
this is
that's
that.
what I was getting at with the slasher houses is like, yes, it is kind of repetitive that they keep showing up and scaring you, but I think this is another level. Like, yes, it's very repetitive with Jason's, but it's done in such a way that it works so well and it scares the hell out of you. Like, it's intense. Like, I truly think this is a whole nother scare level than Texas Chainsaw. Like, there's way more Jasons than Leatherface in that house.
Hmm. Yeah. So I think that was, I don't know, my thoughts. Main thing was like, this is, I just categorized the thing as like I recognized, like, I think they've done this before with a different thing. So this is what that was in my head. That's Yeah. After the fact, it clicked like, oh, this is one of them tribute type collection houses, which in my past I've not been for. It's like a coterie of things. I think I already had been against Texas Chainsaw before. My my thoughts had been shared in previous whatevers. So maybe this would be near the second half of my list, is what I'm saying. You know, personally, me, yeah, I don't know, because it's less so about houses. It's more of the coterie of villains, but it's one villain.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I think that's more or less my stance. But yeah, from the get go, we had that one beefy dude. He like from the start, he like set the vibe. That first scare actor, and he didn't move, which is perfect. He's like in character, on brand for Jason. I didn't have like a bunch of expectations going in. I was just, I guess the vibe was weird because it was Jason Universe, which I'm gonna leave him alone. It's not. He's the same guy.
Mm-hmm.
It's the property issues or whatever. But Jason Universe, I was like, you landed on that with the numbers. I was like, sure.
And the mask
And
is a
then
little different, but it doesn't take away from Jason. Like, it still looks like a hockey mask. Still looks like Jason. So,
I don't know. I guess I haven't been. Didn't grow up with all the movies.
well, no. How was
Uh,
the house though?
Repetitive, I guess.
So you
Am I
didn't
going to
like
be
it.
one of the
So
haters?
you didn't like it.
I didn't not like it. It was just kind of nothing, right? It was like a bunch of
That did
this
you
way, that
not
way.
hear the hype I just gave it?
Yeah.
The house is insane.
Well, yeah. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, you go in and there's the big guy. I remember the first guy. He was like beefy and intimidating, and he was like breathing there, and you had to go around. I don't know if this is the house. Someone was like, one of these houses. There was like a knife in my, like, right on my glasses almost. I don't know who that was.
Probably Jason, the machete, maybe,
It was either, yeah, maybe.
or maybe it was could have been Terrifier.
I'm thinking it was Terrifier. I didn't want to say, but
Yeah. Well, I really hope you have more better experiences because this house is insane. Um,
yeah, I don't know. I didn't have a bad time. I was just like, it wasn't compared to everything else I've seen out here. It's like, this is the one that was like the same thing 18 times in a
and I'm
row.
not gonna say that the sets were incredible and the story was incredible because they weren't. It was just Jason's shack, the cabins, and a long empty hallway. But
I'll
the
tell you, the standout was the fleshy face one, whatever that it was.
execution of where the scares are and the scare actors, that's what makes this house. If it wasn't for them, yeah, this house would be pretty low. But the intensity of where the scares are and how the scares are performed is what makes this house so good to me. But yes, I agree. The sets are nothing to write about. They're not. It's literally the people that are in there. That's my take. That's my review.
There's a part where you're on a porch, I think. I don't know if that's like a wooden railing to your left.
That's the transition scene when you're outside, right?
And then you make a right after that. I think there's a guy on the left. Oh, but there wasn't when I was in there. Maybe there was a cast change or something. There was a bunch of those here and there. I don't know which ones were where, but there's my excuse. Maybe I got a less lively run. I don't know.
We had two
I need
runs
some
though.
defense.
The second night, we kept getting lots of cast changes, and one of them was in this house where we were stopped in one room for a long time, and there was a window right next to us where you could see the shadow of the scare actor just staring at us. But every time there was a cast change, I always feared that the rest of the house we would miss a bunch of scares. But they were always back in the spots pretty quickly, and that's something that in previous years wasn't a thing. So I think they've improved on that process. So I got to give them props for that.
Yeah.
Well, I am kind of sad that you don't have a better review of this house because I freaking love this house. And it's not just because of my love of Jason. I just thought it was so intense, like really, really well done. But
Sorry, no, but hey, if we're doing patterns and years and categories of houses, this type I'm not into. You know, the bunch in a row
the
type.
repetitive slasher ones.
Yeah. So again, it's nothing against, well, maybe not nothing against it, but you know, it falls into the pattern of, you know, my less favorite house types. So that's my defense. I mean, I'm going to leave it there.
Ooh.
Aside from the whole argument of like the confusion of the marketing and the rename, whatever.
Has nothing to do with the house quality.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like it's unrelated.
Yeah.
Kinda. A little harsh. Okay, I'll be less harsh.
Yeah, so far you've been harsh on Jason and Hatchet and Chains, and not even Fallout. That worries me. All right, we've talked about Jason for a very long time now, so we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next thing. We did take a food break, which we won't talk about. You know, that'll be on the live. You can listen there. So after the food break, we went into the Toxic 20s and saw that zone.
Yeah.
As always, that zone, it's huge. There's so much room to put stuff and put sets. I love the colors of the toxic sludge that is everywhere. I love the bright neon green blacklight stuff that's going on. It's so beautiful and so well done. It just matches the blue lighting and the fog. Some of these set pieces that they put in this zone are insane. Like there's there's more boo holes in the middle of a scare zone.
Oh yeah.
That these scare actors get to use now. It's such a well done zone, and again, it's almost the same as the cat lady zone, where there's like tiers of how messed up these characters are. Like there's people that haven't got the toxic sludge yet, and then there's some that are kind of midway with boils on them, and there's some that are just totally messed up.
Oh yeah. Full skull.
Or just a bunch of boils. So I guess there's 4 levels. There's ones that there's a bunch of boils, and then there's the ones that just have no face anymore. It's just skull. So
Nice.
it's
Yeah, that's some of my favorite stuff is the iterations of cats and these guys.
Mm-hmm. It's
Love it.
very well done and very fun. A lot of interacting with the scare actors in that zone. I believe this is the only one that doesn't like full out show that it's connected to the conservatory because there's no stained glass anywhere in this. So I
Oh yeah.
wonder if there is still a loose tie-in to it, but no stained glass anywhere. So I wonder if they have any connection at all, or if there's just none.
I didn't even think of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, these guys are their own thing. They're like cartoon New York
They might
Ghostbuster
be,
world.
they might be, or there's a loose connection somehow.
Yeah, I will say this zone or this area is usually my favorite
Mm-hmm.
area, the New York area. Zone wise, it can change up here and there, but
I'm trying to not incorporate that into my final rankings this year because all the zones are good. I loved every single one in a certain way.
I can't favorite based on location.
So I'm gonna try not to favorite based on location this time, but usually that is a big plus for me in the previous years. But there hasn't been a year, at least in a while, that has this good of zones. So I'm gonna be very careful when I rank these.
Yeah, and props to all the actors. They're like improv masters.
Mm-hmm.
They're on their toes. They're interacting. That's not easy, and it's they're killing it.
All right, and then we made our way to the hub, to the big soundstage hub. So it was a little bit of a learning process to figure out how everything worked, where the exits were, where the entrances were. and I kind of got the hang of it. Although it is way, way more walking than I imagined it would be. I don't know if it's worse than what it used to be. It's either the same or maybe even just a little less. But I don't think it's worse because usually you would have to walk from the entrance in the main street all the way to the back to the soundstage and then walk all the way back to the main street and do that over and over again for all 5 houses. This time you sort of kind of just stay back there, so that helps out a lot. It's still a lot of walking because of the entrance and exits, but it might be slightly better than before. But since you kind of do it all at once, since you're just back there, it feels like a lot, I think. I don't know how you felt about
Hmm.
that, but
Yeah, I wanted to ask specifically. There was, I feel, a tangle in the walking paths. Don't you think? Like, was it the Freddy's and the Terrifier
mhm.
where it spits you out like way far away and got to do the whole thing all over again?
Yeah, where you have to walk all the way back. Yep.
Yeah. Do you
For
think that's
sure, for sure,
a
that's
flaw?
Freddy's and WWE, because they're way back in the back there.
Do you think that's like a flaw in how they lined it up, or no?
I mean,
I don't know.
I don't know if it's a
Because like,
flaw. I think it's what they had to work with for space. Because 3 of those houses in the sound stages use other sound stages for their cues. So it was a matter of figuring all that stuff out.
right?
Terrifier uses a cue outside, and El Artista uses one outside. But there's Grave of Flesh, Five Nights at Freddy's, and WWE all use cues inside of other sound stages.
Because compared to other people, I think we might be at an advantage. You like hikes, and I skateboard. We got some advantage over the average.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm thinking like to newcomers, like it's gonna be way more than they expected
It's a
walking.
little confusing too for newcomers too. But yeah, but like I said, I don't think it's more walking than before. I think it's just a
Okay,
matter of it's new and you do it all at once because you're just back there and you're like, okay, we're just gonna do them all at once.
yeah,
And
it's the only kind of option logically.
yeah, yeah. So it just makes it feel like it's a lot more walking, but I really feel like it's not as much as normally.
Okay.
But I could be wrong. So, if I'm remembering correctly, the first soundstage house we did was Grave of Flesh.
Mm,
And I know you have
right.
some thoughts. I know you had a cool reaction to this house.
A
So,
cool reaction, yeah.
I'll let you go first for this one as well.
Okay, sure. Yeah, Grave of Flesh. People were judging it before they even knew me, as Shrek says. But no, I was gonna let it do what it does. Like just go in blind, let it. No expectations. And yeah, there you are in the little grave. I won't walk you through the thing, but expectations wise, I was not thinking like a primal thing was gonna happen. But it was like underground, kind of claustrophobic. And on top of
Mhm.
that, this is a one-way trip. We're dead. It's not like we're gonna come back out the ground. No, we're moving in, and it was grody. It was like, and it got more surreal as you went through, and it's like, dude, I don't know if this is like a metaphor for our dying brain, like
Oh,
in its last kicks of whatever. Like
that's
this is
kind of
the last druggy DMT trip,
that's a
but
great thought.
yeah,
Crazy.
it's either
Okay.
that, it's either drug metaphor, like you're dying, or literally like this is weird hell stuff happening, and either way, it's not a good option. So uh
I really like that
one way or
thought.
the other, it's like claustrophobic and ultimate is it was a gross feeling.
Yeah,
Yeah,
James
that was my take.
James had definitely had some thoughts after his first run. He did not like the feeling of it, but he loved the house because of it. I believe is the way you said it.
Yeah, yeah, you got it. Because we've been in caves, and
Yeah,
I've felt shrunken in my soul. Like I felt like, ooh, I'm little, and not in a happy doll's way. No,
yeah.
in like, oh, if we get buried, no one, nothing. We're just the dirt now, I guess. So yeah, it was like, would you call that nostalgia if it's like the worst feeling ever?
No, I
It's
wouldn't.
gross. PTSD, I guess.
Yeah, probably.
Something. Just just the grossest form of claustrophobia I think you could feel. So I mean, I wasn't debilitated. I didn't I was still moving, Some people in these houses are they're treating it like real. They're trying to escape, like bouncing off.
Yeah.
No, I'm cool. I'm not.
And I
I wasn't
and I
feeling it.
love that reaction or that
Oh yeah,
review
yeah,
that you have for this house. It's great. It's because here's what I'll say about it. All I was hearing and seeing was that this house was not as good and it was on the bottom of a lot of people's lists. So my expectations were kind of low because of that reason. Maybe that helped, but I really enjoyed it. I'll
yeah.
say that the overall set pieces of the house are nothing to write about. It's a lot of just underground tunnels. The creatures design is not a whole lot to write about either, but the idea of the story, the idea of what is going on, and just the scare actors once again going hard. I got amazing scares in that house. I remember getting it pretty hard in there.
Oh yeah.
But I will say the opening of this house is phenomenal. Like you enter through the cemetery, you literally go straight into the ground and you look up and just you see the hole where you've been buried and you see your gravestone. There's water drips happening, the smells, the sounds. It definitely had a gross vibe to it, just like you said.
Yeah, and the gravestone said "tu." No, that
That
was
would be so funny if they reused that.
that was the other one.
Yeah,
Yeah, that set was crazy. Just the grave itself.
but after that, it did kind of just become tunnels, which not the best, but again, the scare actors played a lot of the enjoyment of the rest of the house, and the second half got so weird because of those weird light stuff happening, like these weird,
Oh yeah.
futuristic looking stuff going on, alien looking stuff going on even. But maybe you are correct. Maybe this is like the brain dying and it's like an hallucination or something. That's a great point.
Yeah.
Or it's a version of hell. Like there's just weird crap going on in hell. Who knows what they're trying to come across as at the end of that house, but I was confused definitely on our first runs on that section.
Hmm.
But overall, way better than everybody's been giving it crap for.
Oh yeah.
Again, no bad house this year, in my honest opinion. So I really
Yeah,
enjoyed it.
and standout set
I'm not
pieces.
saying this is the best house. It's not, but a great
Yeah.
house it is.
Nah, but the girl blending into the wall with her
Oh
like
yeah.
tacky looking skin,
Yeah.
that was a standout. Like the different bits of flesh becoming the scenery is like, ugh,
Hmm.
is that me? Am I gonna
Did
just be a
this
prop
house
now?
so this house had obviously the dirt smell at the
Yeah.
beginning and it had a rose smell at the beginning as well because of, roses in a funeral. Great touch.
Hmm.
Did it have a flesh smell later? I feel like it did. Am I making that up? Maybe I'm mixing houses here.
Maybe we were just sweaty.
Yeah.
You're
Oh,
just a little sweaty.
if you know, you know, guys. That's an inside joke that we have shared about a couple times on the podcast. So I don't think we need to repeat it. Overall, yes, Grave of Flesh shouldn't be getting as much hate as it's actually getting because it's still a really great house.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. After that, we made our way around to the other side of the hub and we did the Horrors of the Wyatt Six. So I've seen the documentary, you haven't. And even after I've seen the documentary and know a little bit about Bray Wyatt and what he's done, what his character was, what he's created, I still didn't click to that house as much as I wanted to. I still got some great scares in there, and there is some really cool show scenes in there and even emotional show scenes at the very end, but it just didn't click with me as much. And I know for a fact that WWE fans absolutely love this house. And it's very clear that this house is made for WWE fans and Bray Wyatt fans. So I know for a fact that they are in love with this house. I could automatically tell that. But because I don't personally know WWE and don't know a whole lot about Bray Wyatt, even though I've seen the documentary, it just didn't click as well. I'm hoping that with many, many more runs, I'm going to like this house more, more, and more. But as of now, not my favorite. Still a great house, though. No bad houses. Still got amazing scares. Still beautiful, beautiful sets. But so far, that's my first impression with WWE.
My turn.
Okay. Oh, I'm ready. Oh, you're excited, it looks like. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know, because I was I was really encouraged to watch the thing first, and I held my ground. I'm sorry. I wanted something to bounce off with a blind test, and next time I'm gonna go and appreciate and like with all the respects, but going in blind, I wasn't sure if they were gonna like shy away from the WWE, right? Like kind of put that in the background and focus more on whatever lore that they're talking about, right?
Yeah, like a full on official original story.
Yeah, like their backstory, whatever it could be as mystical or I don't know. It's a story. It doesn't
Mm-hmm.
have to be WWE. But no, they did not shy away. They like incorporated like in your face the sets of the locker rooms and the WWE.
Yeah.
So I mean, before I get into that, just that detail was cool. Like seeing a manufactured set of something that's not usually through the lens of the horror people,
Or
and now
just
we're
the
seeing
general
like
public, right?
yeah, just people in general,
Yeah.
non-horror even. But no, they bent their story, their reality to this format, which,
Mm-hmm.
okay. Okay, so after that, going forward, I could see there's inside jokes that I'm not picking up on. Like, there's a gorilla behind this thing. I don't know if that's a recurring thing, you
I
know?
don't know what's up with that. I don't know if that is an inside joke or not, or they just threw that
I
there.
don't know.
I don't know what that has to do with Bray Wyatt, but there is a sign that points to locker room, which is the direction we go, I'm pretty sure. And then there's one that points left to a door, and it just says gorilla. Has anybody
Dude, I
else
kept
noticed that?
waiting.
Because I haven't seen anybody post about that or give that on a review. But James
I don't
pointed that
understand
out,
it,
and I laughed at
but
it the
yeah.
second time because it's great. Like, why is there a sign that says gorilla pointing to a door?
Dude, it's the last thing you would expect,
Yeah.
kind of, except that it says it's coming. But
But maybe WWE fans would know. Maybe that does have something to do with Bray Wyatt. Maybe that is some kind of connection. I don't know.
yeah, I can only assume. I'm jumping to inside jokes just because if it's something I don't understand, I assume, oh, maybe this is for them, right? I'm just
Yeah,
guessing if a thing is an inside joke, that's how
possibly.
inside jokes work.
You could be right.
But yeah, and then the TV screens and stuff, you could see they're painting this guy in like in an honorable light, I guess. So I'm guessing, oh, that's the guy. And then we're going through, and the sets are cool. We're in like a playroom. I'm not really sure the relevance of that.
Would you
And
like
then
me to
going
tell you?
through, it's well, if you want, yeah.
So
Uh,
I don't fully get how it connects to his story, but it is part of his characters and creating the demon character that Bray Wyatt made.
okay,
Like so Bray Wyatt, he did these little shorts during these WWE matches. I'd imagine that's when they would show him, where it was
right,
almost like a Mister Rogers character, right? That type of Pee Wee's
cool, okay,
Playhouse type of deal going on, and then
like
somehow
intermission
that
type.
turns into the Fiend, into
Okay,
his demon character, and that's in the documentary. I would love to watch it again to maybe understand it more, but somehow it goes from that to the Fiend. Like it is part of the connecting story that he has
no,
there.
I'll definitely understand everything the next time I go through, and that has no choice but to influence
Mm-hmm.
how I see it after that. But yeah, it was very respectful going in. I'm counting. All you have, the only context you have. Okay, there's a six kind of deal. So there's five guys out there and a lantern. So I'm like, okay, the guy has something to do with the lantern. Maybe keep the light going. This is a trope that's been in other things like Over the Garden Wall. The lantern. It's a thing. So and then there he is at the end with the rocking chair and the lantern. So more honor, more respect. But yeah, my biggest thing was just, I wasn't sure how they're going to incorporate this thing that's usually not associated here. And it was a big push from, was it Michael Aiello or the other guy, Murdy?
Both. Oh well, no, it
Okay,
was Michael Aiello, and
someone
I'm
wrestling
blanking on his
associated.
name. He's one of the newer creatives. I'm sorry.
Okay,
I'm sorry for listeners. I know I'm a horrible person for forgetting his name, but he's done great work, especially this year. God, what is his name? Anyway, go on.
it's all right. He's new. If anything, like I just name dropped the gods of HHN. So like that shows growth on my part, if anything. But yeah, I was really interested to see how they incorporated this Venn diagram of interests. Like, there's a thing that he cares about, and he's horror, and these guys are wrestling, but they like horror. It was going to be a cool mix, and I wanted to see what they procured for a total no nothing like me. So it was a cool experiment, and I'm still in the middle of the experimentation. Like I'm going to go back with knowledge and chew on the rest of this thing. But so far, so interesting.
That
Yeah,
that is interesting. So even with you not knowing, you still kind of you enjoyed it.
yeah. The scary rabbit. Oh, dude, big standout was the pig pen area,
Ooh,
all nasty.
stinky. That might be the room I was thinking of with the flesh smell. Ooh, that room was
Right, right.
stinky. Because I remember the second night, especially because we did not like. I even think that on the Tuesday they like weren't pumping the scents as much because Wednesday I smelled all the scents like hardcore.
Yeah, same thing.
So
Yeah,
when we walked into like the entrance of WWE, it stunk, and I'm like, this smells like Terrifier in here, but Terrifier is in a whole different soundstage. So why is it stinking in here? Well, we get to that pig pen area, and that's where it like really reeked, and that's where the smell was coming from. And that smell was not there the first night because I would have remembered that. Um,
yeah.
so
Pig pens, locker rooms, all that
yeah,
wrestling. Yeah, that was
WWE.
another expectation. I thought maybe there'd be like tackling or stunts,
Yeah.
but it was very story based, which it's good.
All right, WWE. And then next, we walked all the way back around to that same second area hub right next door.
Hey,
And right next door to WWE is Five Nights at Freddy's,
this little piggy went WWE
all the
all
way
the
to
way,
Freddy's.
all the way. Yeah. All right.
Okay, Five Nights at Freddy's, another standout surprise this year.
Oh, Freddy's.
Another big standout surprise because I did not expect Five Nights at Freddy's to be this good. I didn't. I thought it was going to be another book report IP house that was aimed more for the kids because they probably were expecting kids to be there. And to be fair, this house isn't that scary. There isn't any like hardcore scary scares in this house. But the execution and the amount of money that you can clearly tell was put into this house really skyrockets it. You walk into this house and it's a huge room of Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria or the whatever it's called, the building. And it's old school, like arcade carpet. There's the booths where you sit down and eat pizza. But the biggest thing of the room is the stage with the animatronics. And I kept trying to convince you that they were going to be animatronics in here. And what do
Yeah.
you know? As soon as we walk in, we see those beautiful, very expensive looking Jim Henson Creature Shop animatronics.
Yeah, to
Uh,
the last second I was denying it. Yeah, but yeah.
They were insane looking, dude. Insane. But I just love the vibe of like you walk in, and if you walk in at the right time, everything's off. Everything's turned off. And then all of a sudden they turn on and you hear the I hear the secrets that you keep song. And
Yeah.
that's honestly they gave me chills. Another part of the event that gave me chills because I was like, wow, they really put us in this movie. Like we are walking through this movie right now. And I love how the animatronics coming to life and moving on stage and the song playing is a setup to the scare that's in the room. Not everybody gets to get that scare, but I don't know if you notice when those robots turn back off and the music kind of scratches, that's when the scare actor comes out from that other mini stage. And that's the kid scare actor.
Yeah, which it stands out a lot because you're just looking at a robot doing the robot,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's a kid. It's like a kid with motion, right? Like a human,
Mm-hmm.
a slinky. It's like you don't expect full mobility right now.
But it's so great that they let you completely walk around that room and you get to just keep looking back if you wanted to at the stage. But
Oh yeah,
again, this
expertly placed booth that you can look through on the other side.
yeah,
Perfect.
and again, that main stage is almost a throw off to make you look at that and miss the scare that's about to happen, or not miss, but like not notice the scare that's about to happen on this little mini stage that's by itself, which is in the movie. There's a whole separate stage for that character, that animatronic. Forgive me, I forget what they're called. I think it's the fox one, the one with the hook. Maybe is that the one that's separate?
I think it's just Foxy, right? I don't know if they
Yeah,
have names.
Foxy. I think Foxy has its own stage, even in the movie. I just love how they set that up. But you literally get to walk through this entire movie. Like you see the security room, which I know you made a comment about that you wish you saw a little more of it, but still you get to walk through it. You get to see the whole room with all the animatronics, being built or not being built, being like repaired, and you see the blades moving behind one of the masks, and
Yeah,
oh my gosh,
I
dude.
think that was the most important scene actually
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
everything is plush and I mean they're evil robots, but that's you see the mechanisms that I mean that shredded some kids or something, and that's what whenever they try and get you, they're trying to mush you up in there
Mhm.
with that stuff. And you don't see the sharpness until you see it. It's like, oh, everything looks all soft and and nice.
So at the time when we went through this, there was two, but one of the major effects in this house hadn't worked for the first 4 weeks of the event, and it still wasn't working when we were there. It was, I believe it was Foxy, and it's on a track that goes up and down this hallway, and it wasn't working. Well, this week, as of this recording, the fifth week of Horror Nights, it is working now. So,
Oh, okay.
and apparently there was another effect where the cupcake animatronic swings in the air and attacks a scare actor or
Okay.
an animatronic or something. Apparently that's in there now. We have to look out for that.
I wonder if they took my advice, right? The repair guys, they're like, it's not working. Just throw in a ghost, let it get possessed for
Yeah.
a second. Seasonal hire, a ghost.
But we still got to see a little bit of the other cupcake puppets or animatronics, and I do love how they incorporated the scare actors into using these puppets, because some of them are puppets, a lot of them are animatronic though, and it's great.
Yeah,
There,
that's where my expectation came from.
there's one Freddy Fazbear in there that I'm pretty sure is still an animatronic that comes after you.
The beat up looking one.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, he looks like mummy type animatronic at that point, right? He's like
Hmm.
kind of moving different. I don't know if that was a costume or it's like just a weird looking robot more.
Well,
Like you're saying, animatronic.
I think it was the second run we did. We missed it, and I could see somebody either getting out of it or getting in it. So it's
Oh,
almost real life, like a person inside of the animatronic. You know?
okay, yeah. Yeah, that it looked kind of human for me. I
Mhm.
wasn't sure
It
though.
was giant though, huge.
Yeah,
Just overall, what a house! Like
yeah.
beyond my expectations.
And people can judge it for being not that scary, but I think it's like more universal, pun intended, I guess. But there was buttloads of kids, dude, and they were humming creepy stuff. They were scaring me, the kids, like in the park. I'm talking just attendees, but
Okay.
like I'm glad they didn't oust them with like a super crazy house. Like it was a house for everybody, which I applaud.
Yeah, but done correctly too. Like it was still
Oh
enjoyable
yeah,
for everybody.
authentic.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I enjoyed that house way more than I ever thought. It definitely blew my expectations. It surprised me for sure. So
yeah. It delivered. I had said I want to go to there, and I got to.
l-
I mean, I was judging the experience, but that's a separate
let me ask you this though,
conversation.
James. If we didn't have Express, this house on average ranges anywhere from 90 minutes to 180 minutes all night long. Would
You can
you
ask.
wait that long
Okay.
to see this house again and again after the first time?
Again and again. If I'm a kid, yeah. If I'm those guys, that's the only thing I'm doing
But
tonight.
like if you still had a pass to come every night, but it was the pass that didn't have Express, and you were still coming every night, would this be a skip because it
At
always
least
has a long
once.
line?
It's still a must. At least once. I have to. Maybe it's the first thing I do to get out of the way. I don't know.
Like, it is such an amazing house, but if I had to wait 2 to 3 hours every time, I don't think I can do it. It's just,
No, it has to be your whole thing, dude. Has to be your favorite.
yeah. Or you run to this house as soon as the gates open before it gets too
Yeah,
long.
and not to throw any hate, but if you're asking me that serious like that question seriously,
Hmm.
this is definitely at least once,
Yeah,
but I'm not gonna.
every house you have to see once, but I'm just saying because
Yeah,
this is the
I'm not
house
gonna.
that is consistently the
Oh,
longest wait. This and Terrifier have the longest waits every night. Maybe
okay.
Jason, but
As far as houses go, just for scares purposes, maybe this is not priority. I hate to say that. I don't want to get
mhm.
hate on the priciest house. Yeah, no, pace yourselves with everything: money, time, energy, your legs,
it it is
and maybe this
fully
is not priority.
it is fully up to everyone that's listening. Like, you have to see it once for sure. Like, definitely wait in line to see this house because it is truly an incredible feat
Yeah,
that Universal has done. Like, it's kind of
mm,
unreal what they pulled off in that house and how much they paid for it, and yeah. I mean, it is definitely their baby because they knew that this IP was huge and they needed to do it right. Now,
so what's the strategy? Probably just go when it's the lowest time, right? Is the most obvious strategy.
yeah, for sure. But if you don't, if you're only going for a day, if you're only going for a night and you don't have
That's tough.
express,
If
I hate to say it, but definitely don't waste 3 hours. It's a great house, but
so,
definitely don't waste 3 hours because there's other amazing houses that have shorter waits.
so you're saying don't do it first thing and wait forever.
If you're a huge fan of this and you can get there at Stay and Scream, if you have a ticket for Stay and Scream, or if you can run after the gates open, do that. Go to this house first. But I'm just saying, if you are on a limited schedule, don't waste 3 hours on this house.
Dude, how scary is that? That this has to be a real issue for people.
Yeah, it is. It really
This is a
is.
thing to
We're
tackle if
we
it's
are definitely spoiled, and I will
yeah.
flat out say we are spoiled.
If it's in such high demand and you got limited time, yeah, I feel for you. Best of luck.
But it is a good house, and it's totally up to you. If you're a huge fan of Five Nights at Freddy's and you wanna make it a priority to see this, definitely. It is made for those fans, and I'm not a huge fan of Five Nights at Freddy's, and I love this way more than I did the movie. Way more than I did the movie, because I do not like the movie. It's very bad. One of the
Check
worst
this out.
Blumhouse movies in my opinion, although it is their highest grossing. But yeah, if you're on limited time, definitely think about the other houses first,
You know
or
what you can
run
always
straight
do?
to this house.
If you don't see the house, you can always look at people's walkthrough. I know that sucks. Maybe it's
Yeah.
not the same thing as going through it, but you're at the place. You don't want to waste the time there. That's true.
And the only reason I'm bringing
Uh,
this up to this specific house, not the other ones, is because it is literally the biggest IP this year.
yeah,
It's everywhere. They're promoting the heck out of it. It's got a huge fan base. It's literally the longest wait time of any house this year. So that's why I'm pointing it out to this one.
yeah.
It is
It's
a
in high
great
demand.
house. It is. It's worth seeing once if you can. If you're limited with no express on one night only, man, it's hard for me to recommend waiting 3 hours for it. But it's definitely your call if you really love the IP, and that is specifically what you're going to this year for.
Hmm.
But anyway, two more houses to talk about. So we have one left in the back hub, and that is Terrifier. I have so much to say about this. Would you like to talk about it first, or
It sounds like you're ready to go.
okay? Well, Terrifier might be one of the best houses, not of this year, but of any year that I've been into. It is so much fun. I'm obviously a big fan of the franchise. I'm a big fan of horror. I'm a big fan of gore. And I do have experience with, being able to talk to the creators of Terrifier and even attending the director's birthday at a film festival or a convention because I was a filmmaker at them and I was invited. And none of that has to do with my review of this house. I do have, obviously, I am a fan of it, but the house itself, it's very ambitious and they did everything right, in my honest opinion. This house is super long. It goes and it goes and it goes. It feels like it never ends. and I don't want it to end. The first time I was like, I don't want this to end. I want it to keep going, even if it was super long already. They did every single movie, and they didn't follow the movies. It all took place in Art's funhouse, and he basically put his deaths on display. And I think that was brilliant. It was a brilliant way to do all the death scenes in the house.
Yeah.
But they used everything they possibly could. One of my favorite parts of this house is there is a mirror effect that has been used many, many times throughout the event's history, where Art is looking at you and being silly and laughing and dancing and is literally like reacting with you. And he's all happy, but then you see his face, do the whole change where he's mad, and it ends up being one of those mirror effects where he ends up popping out in a different spot from where he it looked like he was, basically. That was one of my favorite parts, because it's almost like a one-on-one with people, and then he ends up getting you with a good scare. Amazing. The constant blood effects, it did smell really bad, especially in the bathroom scene. Now, we've been through houses that have a poop smell, but I think it's because we always show up on the last week. I never have truly gotten the poop smell. It's always a bad smell, but this time it smelled like shit. in whatever
Yeah.
scent they are pumping in there, literally smells like it. And I've never smelt the genuine smell of it before at Horror Nights, but that straight up smelled just like it. And in that room, there is a sink full of dookie, and it's not like a couple turds. It is a pile of it in the sink full. And
Yeah. Pro tip.
of course it's smeared all over the place because Art likes to write his name with it. And but Art's got some stomach problems for sure. He's
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I just thoroughly enjoyed that all the Art's characters were just on point, and it looked like they were having a blast with their roles. The bedroom death from part 2, again, not exactly in the bedroom, but you could tell that the Art's character was having a blast with that specific scene. Love it, love it, love it. Of course, you get to the end and there's the split. We personally did not do the dry path. One night the dry path was completely closed for whatever reason. Um
Yeah.
the first night, the water effects in the wet path weren't as hard, but it was a decent amount of drip. And then on the sides of the path is where the real like showers were. So it's very avoidable. But man, that water's cold. That blood is cold. But
Hmm.
the second night, I feel like they turned up the water a little bit, because I got way more wet on the second night.
Yeah. Yeah. The first run there was nothing in the center. This time it was the same side strong ones, and the center had a lot of trickles.
A lot more trickles, yeah. So if you're listening to this and you haven't been to the event yet, which I kind of hope you're not listening to it and haven't been to the event, because we're talking lots of spoilers here, but if for whatever reason you are listening and you haven't been there yet and you have that worry about getting wet, it's not that bad. Like you're not soaked like they've been promoting. Maybe at first at employee preview or the Scream Early event that they did, maybe it was worse then, but like we said before, there was problems on those first 2 nights and they might have turned it down. But as of now, you don't get that soaked. There's no need to buy a poncho. I promise you. But if you're like real big on not getting wet at all, of course buy a poncho. But it's nothing bad that you're going to be like, "Oh, I'm soaked." It's just the right amount, I would say, to where it's not a spray, but you still get some good drops on you. But I
Yeah, and
love
our
how
shoes were
there
fine.
is a Art the Clown's character kind of above the 2 paths, and I don't know if you noticed, but he's like he's constantly trying to tell people to go down the wet path, but in a silly like art
Yeah.
way. It's great. It's fantastic. I love it. Again, art interacting with the audience.
Yeah.
It's such a beautiful house, and not beautiful like the next house we're about to talk about, but it's so well done. I'm so happy with it. I can't believe it's here at Horror Nights. It shouldn't be, because originally everybody would say that it's impossible because of how gory it is, but it's here. They did it, and it's everything that it could ever be. I think. I mean, it's perfect. It's a great house. It's so much fun. There is scares. They do every single scene or kill that you could possibly imagine. Everything you want from the Terrifier franchise is in this house in some way, in some capacity.
Yeah, the colorful strings when you go in, it's like, okay, we're not against fun houses, right? Remember, Chucky got so much crap.
Mm-hmm.
It's just make it fun. I don't know.
Yeah.
The Chucky house, I didn't hate before, but this time people are comparing it a little. But yeah, it's a great. If I'm judging Jason for the repetition,
That's what I was going to
you
get
know,
at was whenever you said that, I'm like, oh no, he's going to hate Terrifier then, right? Because it's same thing, slasher movie. You see a lot of the same character, but
yeah,
let me hear, see what you're going to say.
no, because it's in a different kind of context, right? This is like his trophies,
Yeah, it
and
is. Yeah.
and there's variety here. I know it's him constantly, but he's showing you something different every time. It's not like I'm gonna get you, I'm gonna get you again, I'm gonna get you 3 times. I don't know. That's hate towards Jason. I'll admit, but there's creativity over here, and they did not shy away from anything. The only thing I could want for is the mashed potato stuffed in the open face lady.
Yeah.
And that's not a big I'm not mad that I didn't get mashed potato lady. Did you see
I
everything?
think
It was
that death
insane.
is in the house, but they don't use mashed
Oh,
potatoes. I'm gonna need
okay, well,
I'm gonna need to really pay attention to that because I'm pretty sure I saw it, but it didn't use mashed potatoes, but it was the same idea. So
yeah,
I'm pretty
but that's not
sure
me
it's there.
criticizing at all.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just
yeah.
yeah, beautiful house and variety, and you're meandering through it, and they got the girl in the doo-doo tub, and he's all covered in cobwebs.
Oh yeah,
It's it
the demon girl in the doo doo tub with
Yeah,
the
I was
moving
telling her your homework is due, lady.
the moving head is amazing. I
Yeah.
it's such a basic effect, but it works so well, and I was like cheering it on. I loved it. It looks so disgusting and gross.
Hey, and he came out wearing the hair and the chest,
Oh
which
yes,
that was gonna be a thing we didn't know if he was gonna do, and there he was.
fantastic.
Yeah,
Genuinely,
perfect.
genuinely love this house. I'm so glad it's here, and I can't wait to keep going through it.
Hey, that ukulele, I mean, that banjo.
Mm-hmm.
They had like a nice looking banjo in there. I'm sorry, go on.
No, I was just gonna say that the only thing about Terrifier this year is we didn't run into Art the Clown in the streets yet. I'm hoping that still
Yeah.
hoping we can accomplish that at some point. Not only is he kind of like a Where's Waldo thing, I think they're probably restricting him a lot more as time has gone on because he's gotten more popular. He went viral on TikTok. There was hundreds and hundreds of TikToks of people running into him at the event. So every time he appears, there's a huge crowd that's following him. So I have a
You got that
feeling
Beatles treatment.
I have a feeling that he's only showing up like in the gift shops because not a whole lot of people can run into him in there. I've been seeing a lot more videos where he's in the gift shops or he's popping into the restaurants. So I hope he's not appearing in the streets less now. I'm hoping we can still try to find him. But again, he's probably always been hard to find because he is a Where's Waldo thing. So
Oh yeah.
hopefully we get to run into him. But any last thoughts of Terrifier before we move on to the last one?
I hope not. Last thoughts. Oh my gosh, I hope I'll have a lot more thoughts. Is he right behind me? He's right behind me, isn't he?
Well, any other first impressions of Terrifier to talk about before we move on?
This is very fun. The dude has insane popularity right now. Like
Yeah,
like he's on a cloud. I don't know. He's having his Beatles moment right now.
that's another thing. It's
And
such an indie property that's
yeah,
the franchise is super indie. So to see it make its way to HHN and have an insane house like it does is so freaking cool. And it's very inspiring too. It's just insane to think about what this franchise is and that it actually made its way to HHN.
where did he come from? What gap is he filling? Like what void was there before that he is filled? Like we were in the absence of something that he's
Well,
fulfilling
Adam
a purpose.
Green with Victor Crowley and Hatchet. I mean, I
It's
think
been a while, huh?
Terrifier is the next Victor Crowley. as far as like indie slasher franchises. It's just Adam Green never got the chance to do the theatrical run because it just wasn't the right time. He tried to put part two into theaters and it got pulled before the second day. If that were to
Yeah,
have happened now, it might have been way more bigger.
might be his turn, huh?
Yeah, but he
Yeah,
just didn't do it at the right time. Terrifier did it at the right time. And
yep.
obviously
All
Terrifier
about
is a
the
different
iron being
a
hot.
whole different beast. Like it's a clown. Clowns are
Yep.
popular
If it
and
wasn't him, it would be something else.
yeah, clowns are popular, so that adds to the popularity and the gore is way worse than Victor Crowley. And that's because Victor Crowley is pretty damn gory. But, I think art takes it up a notch a little bit.
Yeah, but hey, I just a message for indie creators and people who think like, oh, your time is not around. It's the same thing in animation and stuff. You don't know what trends are brewing. You don't know what is gonna be perfect timing for what you. So you got to like keep on scratching at the surface, like not never stop.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. Everyone gets their turn. It's weird.
All right, we are really long into this recording, so we got to finish off this last house. So that's Terrifier.
All right.
The last house we did, and I'm glad we ended with it because wow,
Yeah.
El Artista, a Spanish haunting. I really wanted to finish off with this one because it's the overall theme house this year, and I heard about it being the insane sets. And boy, man, it didn't disappoint. The sets, in my opinion, maybe not everybody will agree. I think it's the most beautiful, craziest sets HHN has ever done. Beats Dead
Well,
Man's
ever.
Pier, beats Blood Moon. It is insanity. The
Ah,
sets that are in this house. It is
literally.
gorgeous,
Yeah.
giant, and they use every haunted house trick in the book in this house. Every trick they've done in the past at all the houses they've done are pretty much in this house. There's mirror effects. There's remember the trick or treat effect whenever we did the trick or treat house where Sam was at the top of the stairs and then disappears with the shotgun. They did that
Oh
with the
yeah.
ghost in El Artista. You walk in, you see a ghost at the top of the staircase, and it just vanishes. It's a crazy
And then
effect.
to the right, jump scare.
And then to the right, jump scare. There is a full flowing water fountain in a
Oh
courtyard
yeah.
scene in this house, in the middle of the house, just a flowing water fountain.
Just a full on actual concrete fountain, not like a prop.
Yeah, well, at
Just an
least it looks
actual thing
concrete.
from a garden.
I mean, I'm sure it is if it holds water, but
Yeah.
and there's a lot of scare actors that look genuinely like statues. You don't know if it's a statue or if it's going to be a scare actor. And very well camouflaged scares, just very well done scares. There's a whole room where you walk into the conservatory and it's a fully enclosed room. And there's a scare actor flying across the freaking room. What the
Big old
heck?
triangle ceiling.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It is just one of the, if not the best house that's ever been created by Halloween Horror Nights. I don't know. I need to go through it many more times, but I know for sure the sets themselves got to be the best sets that HHN has ever done. So,
Hey, and another one with the theme of like what's real. Like, is he really losing his mind, or are these literal monsters and ghosts like attacking the
mhm,
guy? Like, is the house corrupting him, or is he just? Are we seeing what he is? His illusions, his schizophrenia.
right.
I don't know. Hard to tell.
Maybe both. Maybe the house is driving him into schizophrenia.
Yeah, that would suck. I mean, what a waste to haunt a schizophrenic. But
Yeah.
yeah, maybe a double whammy.
Yeah.
Is that easy mode or is that I don't know what that is.
Yeah. But I just
Okay.
love that the house that connects the event overall is this good and this hard. Like, holy crap. I was blown away by this. I think one thing that I'll knock it down for when not like one thing I will
Ooh,
say is I wish that you couldn't see the first facade before you even get into the house. Because the angle that they bring us to the soundstage from the queue, you can see the facade for a little bit. And I wish that was more of a reveal where you turn the corner and then it's just, whoa. Like I wish it was a way more of a surprise and you couldn't see it from the line because
Right.
wow, that facade is insanity. Like it's a full on house. It's a full on mansion facade and tall. It's freaking tall. It's crazy.
Yeah. I'm really liking the use of insanity in this context
Thank you. Thank you.
because he's crazy. He's an insane artist. Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
But I think I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to probably give a way better or way more in-depth review on our finale, but yeah, that those are my thoughts. It's a great house. It's insane. I'll keep using insane.
Yeah. Let me ask you, because this is the non-icon or whatever it is or isn't,
Mhm.
does this feel like a peak to you, right? This is like the point of the whole event, right? I mean, this is the tie-in of all the aspects, the stained glass, the this, the that, all the stories.
Mhm.
This is like the pinnacle, no?
Right. Yeah, definitely.
Right?
Absolutely. It is. That's the whole reason I wanted to
Yeah.
do it last, or one of the reasons was because it is why the event is what it
Yeah, this
is.
is the
Kind of. It's the heart of it, right?
yeah, and other people were holding it to that regard
Hmm.
just because of that fact, you know? It's like he doesn't have any history. He's for this year and like people are like this is the house, dude. Like the other people were saving it for last too. It's crazy. Like just if you listen to the buzz in the crowd and stuff,
Hmm.
like that's what I love about these events too is like where else are you going to hear just random passerby talking about these specific things at this time? It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Like you're going to pick up on a whim of a conversation here and it's all of these like I was thinking in the fog we all fam in the fog we all fam. And it's true because like if we're all nerding out about the same nonsense and it's great and people are respecting the artist thing is what I'm saying like with no history no context it just because it's part of this event and it's the pinnacle
Hmm.
like other people are respecting that.
Hmm.
It's great. Solid.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
Yeah.
And I would think you would too, because you can relate to the artist.
No, I hate him. He's my competition.
Yeah.
After all that. No, definitely respect. Definitely, they brought it. He delivered. You can't not bring it if you're gonna be the guy. You're gonna be the peak of the event, and then not bring it. No, they did. it,
And
it was all. It was great.
I also want to say I love haunted houses, like where you go
Oh yeah,
through an actual haunted manor. And I besides Haunting of Hill House, I haven't got to experience that at HHN before. There's been apparently some bangers before our time, but this is cool that we actually got to see one that was non-IP, and I think it topped Haunting of Hill House by a lot. So it was everything I wanted it to be and more. So
yeah. Of the whole event, if we're looking at the context, last year was a lower year. And the way to bring it back is like back to basics. And that's what they're doing. They got classic haunted house. They got, you know, the cat lady was classic Halloween, just like old school Halloween vibes. There's like a witch and old masks, vintage. And like, it's across the board here. And there's like, we're just doing the expected thing to the max, like classic Halloween, all the ghosts and goblins. Just, yeah. I mean, I think it's back. I think it's safe to say the
we are
lull is
so
done.
back. Halloween Horror Nights is so back, and I really hope they keep this momentum up for
Yeah.
HHN35 because it's the anniversary year. They gotta keep it to this level. They got to. Please do it. I just want to say that like everything I've said on this episode so far is almost all positive. If you go back and listen to our first impressions last year, huge difference, like crazy difference. Now, I will say you had a couple of some downers to talk about on today's episode, but still
Mm,
nowhere to the level of last year. And I
yeah.
think you still agree that everything is good this year. Everything is good to great. So
Yeah, no complaints. Yeah. Just any nitpicks I had was just what I said. So,
yeah. So again, a monumental difference from this year. And yeah, I just want to say thank you to all the creators that made this year possible. And what you have done this year, it's something to be proud of for sure. That's all I got to say. It's definitely something to be proud of, and it's a contender for me for being best year. I don't know yet, but it's definitely a contender.
Yeah,
Y-
I'm doing my best to show my people who couldn't make it like the footage, and dude, just going over it again is like y'all make it easy to relive it just through the ambiance and the sound and the light.
mhm.
Like it's I don't know how you killed it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like beyond my understanding.
Yeah. So just thank you to everybody who created this. Thank you to the scare actors who are literally going hard this early on in the season and making these houses and scare zones come to life.
Dude, and especially for being a good sport against buzzkills, as we've seen a
Yeah, we've
few
seen
times.
videos of, yeah. So
Y'all are troopers. Good job.
definitely. So it is such an incredible year, and I can't wait to get back toward the end of the run. Definitely going to be a year to remember, and I'm glad we're documenting it just for us to listen back to and remember.
Oh yeah.
So and I hope it's the same for everybody that's listening. But it is time to end the episode off. We've gone for a very, very long time. So if you did listen to this episode, listen to it all the way, thank you so much. I really want to know if everybody agrees with this. I'm pretty sure a lot of people will agree with everything we've said. Phenomenal year. But definitely let us know in the comments, wherever you can leave comments, Spotify, our social media pages, YouTube, whatever the case. Our YouTube is very dead because we don't actually have videos, but our podcast episodes do make it on there. But it's very dead because nobody just goes to YouTube to listen to podcast episodes. So, but when we upload, it automatically goes to YouTube. So you could comment there if you wanted to. Just a little plug for our YouTube.
Oh yeah.
So if you enjoyed the episode, please give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or on Spotify or anywhere else you can leave a review. It would really help us out. And yeah, just thank you for listening, and we hope we get to run into you in the fog and into that conservatory.
Yeah, literal huge thanks. Like actual, because like everyone else is sharing their takes and the information, and we're not breaking news, but we are our unique takes. So I that's cool that you're listening to our perspectives. You know, that's crazy. Thank you, and y'all be excellent to each other as always.
And don't lick the brown stuff in the Terrifier house.
Just don't tell me what to do. Do. Okay.
You're damn right. Just wait a while, giving you the hate with your face now. Wait a while, giving you the hate with your face now. Wait a while, giving you the hate with your face now. Wait a while, giving you the hate with your face now. Wait a while.
Hey everyone, just wanted to give a quick shout out to my good friend Zach Weber, who provided our intro and outro song, Heebie Jeebies. You can listen to the full version of Heebie Jeebies on iTunes, Spotify, Pandora, or anywhere where you listen to your favorite music. Thanks for listening.